Hey everyone, welcome back to Kubota Farm. We're back in East Vineland, New Jersey. Lovely Friday. Finally made it to the end of the week. Hope you all had a really good week. Oh, hey buddy, what's going on? Santa, well, I don't know if Santa's been to, well, yeah, Santa has been to the farm, I guess you could say. Looks like Sean's pretty much digging is that your present, Sean? I don't know, man. I don't know if that one's yours or not. I wish these were collectibles, but they're not, unfortunately. We could make out like bandits. Um, yeah, planted a couple Christmas trees, actually. I think one there, put another one over here. I think there's a third one right there. The sheep were good to us, so I figured we would give back to them this holiday season. Have a couple more trees back at the house that are planted as well. Figured it would add a festive feel to Kubota Farm, right? There you go. So anyways, we are still in May, early morning May. And where we last left off was trying to figure out, with my indecisiveness, what to do with our bank money. Well, I did a little bit of investigatory work on our friend here, the solar panel um, array. And I wanted to see what kind of money we were talking about. um, that's given back to us on the monthly, because there's a lot of solar panels here. And I honestly had no idea what to expect. So offline, I bought this here plot and started advancing from one month to the next to see what kind of income we could possibly expect from this. Well, the first month, so May to June, was about $37,000. Not a bad haul for what amounts to one day of gameplay, right? And then the next month, June to July, I think it bumped up to like 42 or 47. I can't remember. I think it was 47. And it stayed at 47 for a couple months. And then as the seasons progressed and the days became shorter, the money started going down. And I think I only tested it through December or January. And the lowest I got was, I think, like 7,500 bucks. So it went down considerably in the winter months, but not too shabby for spring, summer, and fall. You can make a decent chunk of change off of this solar array by not doing a thing other than owning it. Not too bad. I was kind of thinking we'd buy it if it paid for itself in like a year or so, but it will take a little bit longer. So I thought, maybe this is something we do later, I guess, down the road. Um, and maybe not quite yet. So that being said, that kind of takes us back to either field 7, which, like I said, is going to drain our account pretty good. We'll have about 100 grand left. Field 3, I'm pretty interested in. Plus, it's got a good yield potential. 14 actually is also not too bad. That leaves us with a couple 100,000 in the bank. And that's actually kind of looking kind of good, but I think we should grab field 3 while we're here. And then we can decide if we want to do some combining. And we don't have to do that straight away. But if we decide to do that, all of this whole row of trees here will have to come down. And there's quite a few trees here. Um, and of course, we'd gain all of this grassland right here. Combine all of this and all the way over here. And it would, at that point, it would be the largest field in East Vineland for sure. I think the next closest thing I could find size-wise, there is a field that's like a little over, yeah, this field 47 is 5.8. And this combined, so if we buy this field and combine it with 1 and 2, is 6.66. So almost a full hectare larger than the largest field. 47 right here is currently the largest field. And that's got a really good yield potential. It's also quite expensive, almost basically 800,000 bucks. So we're not quite there to owning that one, but we could be pretty close. We could be pretty well off actually if we decide to do some combining, if we decide to do so. But anyways, let's go ahead and pick up field 3. Got to make a call eventually. That leaves us with 275,000, which is really good. It leaves us with plenty of money to be able to afford leasing vehicles if we need to and other projects. Um, I was also looking at, out of curiosity, on the animal side, um, the largest sheep pen is another. Well, in East Vineland, I think the mod author has um, taken the normal Giants sheep pen, and you can see here the made it quite a bit larger as far as um, fenced-in area goes. You can see the normal sheep pen is quite a bit smaller. I also think the normal sheep pen holds 65, and look how much more the East Vineland one holds is 500. So if we could find a good location, man, this thing's huge, isn't it? I didn't realize how big it was, that fenced-in area. It's huge. If we could find another location for this sheep pen, it may be worth picking that up. I mean, 135,000 is not a bad investment. Of course, then you're talking about buying the sheep too, but they make us some bank, no doubt. All right, so before I forget, let's go ahead and buy our soil sample while we're here and get that out of the way. I don't think we have any other soil sample around here we need to worry about in between, anything like that. There is a soil sample. You know what? I'm looking at that. Now I'm wondering. Let me do this. I don't want to make the same mistake I made last time by not buying all the soil sample we needed. When we end up combining this field with this guy right in here, we're probably going to need to buy that soil sample right there where my mouse is. And if we end up combining this field 3 with 1 and 2, we'll probably end up having to buy the surrounding little soils. Or is that part of it? I can't tell. Maybe that is part of it. Yeah, it kind of does look like it's part of it, doesn't it? So we may not have to worry about that. Awesome. So over here we look. Wow, I'm actually surprised. pH and nitrogen are both in good shape. That's shocking. I actually was totally expecting them to be really, really off. Huh. All right. And the other good side is this whole field of grass is ready to harvest. So we definitely need to make a cutting on that field before we decide what we're going to do with it as far as ripping it up and putting in a different crop, leaving it as grassland. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say, but we'll get a lot of we'll get a lot of grass out of that thing too. So I think no doubt we're going to be in pretty good shape if we want to silage out a bunch of grass, or if we decide to, I think that this field right here is good for our sheep. It seems like from our cuttings from this, we get plenty. Our sheep go through grass pretty fast, but there are 500 of them. I always forget there's 500 sheep chowing there, so yeah, they're bound to eat. They're bound to eat a lot of grass. Let's see what we can do here. I don't think there's anything else that we need to worry about this month. As far as contracts go, they're all still pending grass contracts, so probably not a lot of point in taking any of those necessarily. I mean, I guess we could. Swath dropping, that's what we want. But we might as well get this thing mowed up. I wonder if it would be worth... Let's turn on our GPS and get a GPS heading on this thing. We'll probably want to do a headland at some point here while we're at it, but I think we're okay. Fire that up. Let's go to the front one. Lower, fire that up. Go to the back. Lower the back. And fire that up. And let's get cutting. We might as well take advantage of the harvestable grass that is here. No use wasting it, that's for sure. Saw a nice new set of rollers that came out from the Mod Hub. So today, I think. Unfortunately, not available in Kubota Orange, but a nice set, kind of a field rollers, not grass rollers. But it's kind of nice to have a little bit more variety as far as rollers go. I'll be curious to see. I think I remember last time when the holiday season came around, mods slowed down quite a bit, which is understandable. People get busy with family and different things like that, and modding is probably not the first thing on their mind. Boy, at some point it'd be nice to invest in that big Krone. Mower too, but that's also not available in Kubota Orange. We might cheat a little bit on that one, who knows. With as much grass work as we do, investing in that mower would be pretty sweet. But I do like this mower setup though, quite a bit. I like the looks of it. And honestly, as far as width and stuff goes, it does a pretty slick job. I can't really complain. And it's certainly not very slow, so maybe sticking with this would be just fine. I like that cascade of grass going in there. Very nice. I do have a desire to eliminate our current forage bucket conveyor deal. I got to using that last time, and it does a fine job. It's just very slow, and it's kind of painfully slow, if I'm being honest. And really the only thing that has kept me from going with a different forage wagon at this point has just been stubbornness to try and stick with, either an orange, following with Kubota Orange, or something that is, is something somewhat North American. And even this forage bucket deal we have is certainly not North American. It's Polish, I believe, or Ukrainian or something. Like I said, it works fine. It's just there's not a lot of choices out there for forage wagons for North American, and I don't even know what a North American, if I'm being honest, I'm not even sure what a North American style forage wagon would even look like. If it's probably the same thing that, is it the same as you'd get in Europe? I don't know. I mean, there's the wagon that we used on Buchern, And honestly, that's the best fitting wagon for our farm. I think it's is it a Schluter or something like that? We can take a look, but its horsepower rating fits perfectly with our M8. I think it's right at 200 horse. It's got a silage additive box to it, so we can do silage additive, so we can get even more out of foraging. I mean, the only other alternative that we have that I guess we could always do is, instead of using a forage wagon and dumping it in our silo for fermenting, is we can always bale and wrap. You know, there's always that. And really, we haven't used our Kubota fast baler very much. I got to thinking about that too. Like, I think we might have used it once initially, and then we got the Vermeer pack came out, and that got added to our gameplay, and I don't think we ever looked back to the Kubota fast baler. So maybe that's something we need to haul out of the shed again and just do that. You know, let it ferment that way, and once it's fermented, we can pick them up and store them in our bale barn. We've got lots of options. We've got a lot of options outside of just using a forage wagon. That's for sure. I would just love to see. Something tells me too, though, that. Sorry about this, guys, but I want to take a look at this too. There is. I thought it was. Oh no, it's in conveyor belts. I always get that wrong. This thing here, right? This does grass. Oh, orange. Oh, yeah. You know, investing in this might not be horrible. It's not cheap, though, is it? We could always lease it when we need it, too. But this would do the job, and we just take our trailer, hook it onto the back, and let it blow the grass back into the trailer, I guess. And our trailer, we bumped up capacity on. Maybe we'll try that. Pretty, man, 65,500. I've used this before. I know we used it on Buchern quite a bit for emptying the silage bunkers, and it worked great. It's brilliant for just going into a silage bunker and going to town. Yeah, we might just do that. I might actually kind of look for even maybe a modded one that maybe a little less expensive and maybe not quite so fancy looking or something. I don't know. Maybe there's something else out there we can consider getting into. Don't hit the tree, Brad. Avoid hitting the tree. That's a pretty good little hill right there. The Kubota's giving her everything it's got to get up that incline right there. Make it work a little bit. Does a nice job, though. I really do like this mower setup. I would be more than happy to take this to another map with me. I love watching this back end work, though. The suspension on it, and just watching it just work the ground and stuff. It's fantastic. Just really, really, really well done model. Give it to Giants. They do have their models down now. I think there used to be some argument that modders could outdo Giants occasionally on some of the implements and tractors and such, but I don't know anymore. I think Giants has got, whoops, not what I wanted. I think Giants has got, I think they've got it down. Certainly nothing negative against modders, though. I mean, there's still some absolutely brilliant work being done. The talent that's involved in that is always amazes me. Just always amazes me how people can take nothing, go into a piece of software, and build every single little part and component to make stuff like this. That's just, yeah, brilliant to me. Brilliant to me. In fact, so brilliant, oh, go away. I am going to take a snapshot so we've got something to remember it by. How's that? Maybe I'll use that for our thumbnail. Man, my mouse button clicking and keyboard button clicking is not synced up today for me. My brain is hitting the wrong things. He just hit the brakes hard going down that hill. I think this, you know, there's a lot of things I would love to be able to run in real life as far as farm equipment goes. This setup right here would be one of my more favorites, I think. I know that's probably not the best English, my more favorites, but it would be one of the things that would be towards the top of the list is running this setup right here. I just think I could cut grass on these things all day. This or the Crone. I just think it would be, I think it'd be extremely entertaining. And who doesn't like the smell of like fresh cut grass? That alone right there would be intoxicating, right? Just open up the windows on the tractor so you can just smell that fresh grass, really set off that hay fever so you don't sleep that night because you're so clogged up. Not sure what this thing is going to let us cut here, but we can try. We can try to get as much as we can out of this. I am going to be silly about it. And we'll see about that right there, maybe. Might as well use the GPS to keep things straight. Well, that's letting us get quite a bit of that grass over there. Okay, we'll take it. Man, all we need to do is buy, what is that, field 4 right there, maybe? Buy that field and make this one giant, massive field. That would be a harvest. That would be a harvest. We might just do that one day, too. That would be a nice harvest. All poplar. All sugarcane. Oh, man. I would have to probably, before I did that, I would probably be into self-harming. So if you catch me doing that with sugarcane, you know that I've reached a point in my life where I might want to get some therapy, because sugarcane, and I've done some sugarcane in FS22 because it actually looked kind of fun. And I'm not going to say I regretted it, but I'm also not going to say I would do it again, because I did a pretty large field, and it was painful. I'm not going to lie. Let's just cut this end cap right here, this end cap. Listen to me, Mr. Retail. this headland part here. And we can scooch on up to the other one, nail that out. Yeah, this just looks good. There's something about this black and orange, and I know you're probably tired of me saying it, but to me, this is still my favorite piece of equipment on the farm that we've had so far. As far as looking goes, I just think it's hard to beat this Kubota mower setup. Absolutely brilliant. So glad they added this mower pack to the Kubota equipment pack. And I think I remember when it first came out, the horsepower requirements on it were not very well matched up to the Kubota tractors, if I remember right. And the modders made some adjustments to make it so that the Kubota tractors were a little bit better matched for this setup. And I'm so glad they did, because I just think it's absolutely brilliant together. And we are definitely getting a fine little yield out of this field. And look at me rhyming. I didn't even mean it. You know what I'm going to say next, right? You can finish it for me. I won't say it. If you've ever seen The Princess Bride, you know exactly what I'm... Leave in the comments how to finish that rhyme. Speaking of The Princess Bride, man, I haven't seen that in forever. What a brilliant movie that was, too. So funny. The days of Andre the Giant. What were the names? What was that forest they went into that had the giant rats? I forget what that was. Oh, just everything about it was just brilliant. Such a great movie. All right. Well, we took care of that little field in a hurry, didn't we? We're going to get quite a good sum of grass out of that thing. And honestly, I don't really have any intentions of driving our forage bucket around there. If I'm being honest, we're going to come up with a different game plan. I think we'll try out the fast baler. No use getting stuck in a rut. We can always, you know, try different ways of making silage. I think, Brad, our sheep are going to have plenty of food for a while. And if we get stuck on food, we always have our zero-turn mower to go out and grab some quick grass. Do some grass grabbing. This is almost becoming a habit now. I'm kind of surprised that I'm actually starting to clean my equipment. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not a normal thing for me. I will usually play through an entire map without washing anything at all. I like my stuff dirty. I think it looks better dirty. That's probably why, well, one reason why this happens. $16,784 in paint, which is actually not that bad because it recently did get accidentally painted. $14,500 in paint. We could spend the rest of our, I bet we could spend the rest of our $250,000 on paint alone. If we went around and painted everything, I don't even know if we'd have enough. 20,500 for that? Yeah, that's silly. That's kooky talk. And that is also going to do it for this episode, Friday's episode of Kubota Farm. Man, that went quick. Oh, you can see the Christmas lights just a flash, and they look like runway beacons. Let's go take a quick look at our homestead and see what kind of pretty trees we got. So we got this little guy right here in the front yard, so the chickens can be in a festive mood. Figure that will help them lay some extra eggs if they had a little Christmas spirit. Actually, we should probably, now that I think about it, I think they need a tree, don't they? Let's grab them a tree. Why did I leave them out of it? There are chickens, for goodness sakes. Just a little tree. We don't need big trees. Wow, that spins fast. Let's give them a couple trees. We'll give them one. Can I do a V? Is it gonna let me if I V it? Yeah, it'll let me if I V it. Okay. So we can put one. Actually, we can put one right here in the corner. They can see it. We don't even have to be inside. And one up on the roof. Oh my gosh, is that really gonna let me do that? No. Yeah, buddy. Fantastic. Did it did it stay up? Yeah, I love it. I honestly didn't think it would let me do that. That is no errors, no nothing. It's just happy up there. That's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Now, if that doesn't inspire, if that's not a Griswold, Clark W. Griswold move right there, I don't know what is. Absolutely fantastic. And let's do, let's see here. Can we do maybe one more tree? They're not expensive. They're $100. They're not too bad. I think we could put one somewhere around here so they can see it. Yeah, that'll get the chickens, put the chickens in a festive mood. But that one on the roof, that I like. All right, everyone. I better wrap this up. If you're still with me, I appreciate it. Thanks for your patience and watching the entire episode. Leave a like if you liked it enough, and subscribe if you flip the coin and it lands on the right thing. Go ahead and subscribe for me, and I'll see you all hopefully this weekend. Maybe some Silver Run. Who knows? Maybe some more Kubota. Not really sure what I got going on yet, but thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And make sure you take care of yourselves. Let's make sure we take care of each other. Happy holidays to everyone. I'll see you soon.